Who made this monstrosity?
Pick the Percocet, set icy on my neck. Hit you with that check. Teachers by the flex.
What's good? What's running? What's new? What's happening? Raw reactions here. Welcome back to the channel. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Today we're going to be checking out a video by Loista titled Rap's Most Embarrassing Beats. I saw this video, I decided to react to it with you guys. This piqued my interest because of the whole Drake and Kendrick thing. Because it was such a hip-hop wise was a significant moment. I don't think we've had any beef. I mean, we've had a series of beefs over the years that have been very good. But as far as iconic beefs, this beef is especially up there with the Tupac and Biggie beef. I can already hear some of you staggering. Take it or leave it, this is going down as one of the most iconic beefs we've had in hip-hop history. I don't think it will ever reach, well, I can't say ever, I don't know what the future will. I guess we're going to see if it's going to stand the test of time the same way the Tupac and Biggie beef happened, but that's like way down the line. But I still think it's one of the, as far as iconic, it's one of the beefs that is up there. So yeah, let's check out what this video is all about.
Dissing another rapper is one of the most dangerous things you can do in hip-hop. Depending on how you do it and what response comes your way, it could be damaging to your whole career. Because when you find yourself on the losing end and the world is all laughing at you, or even worse, feeling sorry for you, then it can be pretty hard to come back from. My name is Luesta, and these are some of the most embarrassing beefs in rap. Although it's probably hard for his fans to hear, the most recent masterclass on how not to handle conflict came from none other than J.Cole. You're probably familiar with how this all got started by now, but to jog your memory, Drake and Cole dropped the track First Person Shooter a couple months back. In the song, the Dreamville Kingpin saluted not only himself and Drizzy, but K-Dot as well as the big three of rap. Also did call himself Muhammad Ali. It seemed like a legitimate call for all of them to coexist, but Kendrick...
It is funny how I've not fully, I think I've heard the song once. I've not gone back to it then, and I keep saying I'll go back to it. It sounds funny that I don't really know the full song, but yeah.
Plans for that, and dropped his incredible verse on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, which took aim at Cole and Drake in a vicious fashion, where he claimed, "Motherfuck the big three, it's
just big me, come on." See, that line always brings me joy. Always. Bro, this whole beef was just, it was what hip hop needed, really. Now, the whole clowning of J.Cole of he apologized and everything, that is something I don't know why people are, well, I believe now it should have died down. But I don't know why people were angry, really. Or better, let me know. I don't know why people were angry. I knew why people were angry. I can understand that, but the battle was different because this wasn't a beef about sports. It was, I mean, okay, it was a beef about sports. Who is the better MC? But it was more of, I don't like this guy, and this guy is carrying my name in his song for what? And you, Cole, you are putting my name in this one song for what? That is what. So there was like some sort of personal level to it, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is this wasn't the perfect time for, or this wasn't the perfect opportunity for Cole and Kendrick to go at it rap battle-wise. Reason being, Kendrick and Drake had an ongoing beef for so long, and Cole didn't want to, or it was looking like it was going to shift and go somewhere else, and Cole didn't want to be a part of that. If it was like purely hip hop sports, that would have been perfect. So I don't know why people give J. Cole so much shit for backing out. I can see why. I can understand. I keep saying I don't know. I can understand why. I can't understand why. But you guys should relax, right? You guys should relax. So yeah, let's keep going.
Big me, bum. After that went down, all claimed motherfuck the big three. It's just big me, bum. After that went down, all eyes fell to Drake and Cole, as the rules of the game dictated that they need to respond to that kind of call out. Particularly Cole, who, for the past couple of years, has been rhyming about how he would eviscerate any MC who came his way and claiming he's the best. So Cole did just that, dropping 7-minute drill at the conclusion of his surprise
So let me say, no, let me let the video play, bro.
project entitled Might Delete Later. And after the diss arrived, people did hope that they really would remove it as they weren't really feeling it, particularly when so many of his critiques of K-Dot were just invalid.
First shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Good Kid, Mad City classic. Mr. Morale tragic? How? It was one of Kendrick's boldest, most experimental, most adventurous albums yet. Your second shit put dudes to sleep, but they gassed it. Deepab! Being boring is like the core.
So I have a lot to unpack. I will say this, right? So yes, J.Cole was on this feature run of I'm gonna destroy any other rapper. So to be honest with you, feature wise, I didn't follow a lot of that. But yeah, the point is that was already existing, right? Code is like I'm gonna body anybody. That is part of why I understand why people are angry. But I think one thing, maybe this is me being biased, maybe, but I think one thing we weren't taking into context, or you lot weren't taking into context was the fact that this was not the perfect time. Yes, because he can body anybody he wants, doesn't mean he should do it haphazardly. If he does it haphazardly, there would still be some sort of room for people to doubt him if he does it regardless. And two, it wasn't genuine. The To Pimp a Butterfly line, the fact that Cole said he wasn't feeling that, that's a lie. That's a lie. If anything, okay, I can't say that is your favorite album, but if anything, introspective wise, that album hits different. So when I heard that line, I was like, nah, Cole doesn't believe any of this. I was even like, you know what? A lot of this is just peer pressure or pressure from the internet to respond. Because you guys have to remember the whole yes, there's the whole conversation of who's the three of them, but who's the best among the three of them. But before that, there was a long-standing, especially when they first came in, there was a long-standing conversation of this goes as far back as maybe 2013, 2014, 2015. There was always the conversation of who's the better artist between Kendrick and J. Cole. Who's the better rapper, who's the better lyricist. So much so that there was this thing called, I think they each did a song called Black Friday where they were jumping on each other's tracks. That had been in the conversation for so long that people naturally were like, okay, you know what? There is a people. I think people just put two and two together. All they know is there's a beef. There's some sort of beef going there. They don't care whose beef it is. Kendrick is there. Cole is there. You two rap against each other. I think that was how people took it. But I don't think for Cole that would have been the best approach, and he realized that even though he dropped 7 minutes. True.
Make of most of J. Cole's catalog.
After the public pretty much roasted his response, Cole got on stage at his own Dreamville festival and shocked the whole world when he did the unthinkable by apologizing.
So I'm so proud of that project, except for...
Okay, so I'll say this just now, right? People were clowning Cole, but people were praising Cole, right? So I don't know if maybe it's the way he phrased it. It might seem like, oh, people didn't like what he said and he apologized because of that. But nah, people maybe that's not what he's trying to say, but that is what it presents to me in the video. But basically, J. Cole felt some type of way. It didn't necessarily did have to do with people were clowning him or he genuinely felt some type of way. He could have let it rock. He could have let it ride out like, okay, I said what I said. He genuinely felt like he was attacking a very good friend of his that didn't need to be attacked in that sort of manner. In as much as on every feature run, he's been like, I'm gonna body anybody, and in all these other tracks he's been releasing that I don't know about. But that's just me not knowing. That doesn't necessarily mean he was prioritizing. That doesn't mean he was going to prioritize himself as an artist over his friendship with Kendrick.
That make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my life. In my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit disrupts my peace.
As he told the world that he regretted the whole thing, the occasional fan praised him for his maturity. Low-key, Cole probably realized he strayed away from how he started and wanted a reset. I don't even know how and at what point he started writing those aggressive bars he has been doing for the past few years. He made his name off the humble storytelling bars. This whole I'll smoke a rapper energy came out of nowhere. But for hip-hop as a...
So to be honest with you, in as much as people say he's been on a feature run, that is what I mostly know him for. The humble storytelling. Honestly, that is what I personally know him for. For the times he has been on that feature run of The Best, I can see why in as much as I believe you lot are misbehaving and acting up. If at all you are still acting up during this time, because this is like a month ago. This happened like a month ago. I still get where you guys are coming from in terms of being angry. So yeah, let's keep going.
This was a totally terrible move.
Like I am sad, just the competitive spirit of the thing. It's like, oh man, you told me all this time you was ready for this, you wanted this, you was looking for the in the daytime with a flashlight, you the best, keep comparing me to these. This is a facade, they not who they say. You tell me all this and then you do that.
In the eyes of some, Cole had left them feeling betrayed.
Can never come back from this. He gotta cut his dread.
Bruh, I him specifically, I can't take him seriously. So academics too. They're Drake stans. I can't take them serious. Also, don't listen to people online. They just want to hear bars. If Cole basically decided to keep listening to people like this, his and Kendrick's relationship would have been ruined. So don't be following people online. It's good Cole followed his heart, bro, and followed his spirit. So let's keep going.
We gotta go back to waves. This gotta do so much rebranding after last night. He gotta go back to college. He has to do another 4 years.
Once thought to be on the same side as Drake in the beef, Cole then muddied things even further when he showed up on Future and Metro's sequel to The Project that he was dissed on in the first place. As a result, people don't know where to stand with him at the moment. Ayo, Cole got me confused right now. How you sneak this for...
Okay, I didn't know Cole joined The Project, but it's just a project. You guys should relax. It's just a project. I don't understand. If Metro and Future approach him like, can you do a verse for us? And they're going to pay him regardless. Why would he turn it down? I don't know the song, but I don't think he took jobs. I doubt he took jobs at either of them, either Drake or Kendrick. So if he didn't, it's like, what's the problem? Even if he decided to just speak on the situation of him apologize, what's the problem? People just be starting unnecessary beefs over nothing or unnecessary nonsense online. It's like, let him just rap, bro.
So, people don't know where to stand with him at the moment. Ayo, Cole got me confused right now. How you sneak this for years, and then when he actually disses you in Drake on Future's album, you respond and apologize for the response, then hop on Future's next album. If you were trying to lose fans so you can live more peacefully in society, congratulations.
You know the funniest thing? This person might not even be a fan, it might just be him shit talking.
Great. When faced with competition from a friend and peer he respected, Cole proved that the competitive drive he once thought he had was missing. However, when we consider the course of events that happen later in this video, you'll see that J.Cole may have actually made a good decision in opting out of this beef. As a result, this has registered as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, L in a career. As in the past, Cole has been the man who's left other rappers scrambling to recover and escape a run-in with the Ville's finest with their careers intact. Seriously, I mean, just look at what happened to Lil Pump. The whole thing started out of nowhere. Back when he was on his come-up, the Floridian...
I think all of you are taking this out of proportion. There's no reason the biggest L in his career. Like, like, bruh, it's been a month. How many people really care now? Come on now. If anything, people are talking more of J. Cole's recent drop, Grippy, which is questionable. It's catchy, but very questionable because of his school. But basically, the whole it took the BSN, like, bro, all of you should relax, bro.
Rapper decided to take some shots at the Dreamville CEO on a track simply titled Fuck J. Cole. Though that's maybe a sentiment some people share after he apologized to K-Dot, that really wasn't the case back then. So, with Cole unwilling to take that kind of slander from a rapper miles below him, Lil Pump got thoroughly sunned on 1985. A track which basically buried an entire generation of SoundCloud rappers, Cole outlined what the future would look like for Pump once the buzz of tracks like Gucci Gang tapered off, saying,
I know you think this type of revenue is never ending, but I wanna take a minute just to tell you that ain't true. One day the kids that's listening gon' grow up and get too old for that shit that made you blow up. Now your show's looking light cause they don't show up, which unfortunately mean the money slow up. Now
And he was right. Bruh. He was. That's the amazing thing about this, about 1985. Cole was right. Because everything he said was exactly what happened to Lil Pump.
traveling and hoping to get hot again, but you forgot you only pop cause you was riding trends. Now you old news and you going through regrets cause you never bought that house but you got a Benz and a bunch of
even though he got thoroughly sunned on 1985, Pump responded with more hate for Cole. Wisely, he didn't do it on a track this time.
Wow, you get so much props. You just a 17-year-old. Lame ass jit.
Looking to be the bigger person, Cole then sat down for a special filmed conversation, and suddenly, all that chaotic bravado we were used to seeing from the Esquete rapper disappeared.
I mean, but now I kind of get it, cause like we make different type of music, so people like they'll feel some type of way, like f this, fuck that. Well, you know, I started doing that, people were just like, fuck it, you know. That was like basically like the trend, like, you know. Everybody saying fuck J. Cole, whatever, blah blah. It wasn't even like serious, like I fuck with your shit, that shit's hard.
Since then, Pump's career has been in a tailspin. After his original gimmick stopped selling tickets, he had a brief stint as a Trump rapper, and even tried to do some metal-style tracks, but nothing has stuck. And after his first two records were certified gold, his third album, Lil Pump 2, failed to chart at all, leaving many to claim that J. Cole's prediction came true. Not above throwing shots at a wounded opponent, Cole referenced Lil Pump's fall-off on the 2021 track Lion King on Ice, where he explained why he tried to reason with Pump back then.
Okay, I can see why people would see he was talking about Lil Pump, especially with the line with, I hope that you see how they came and went. Okay. That's still wild though. If he was actually referencing Lil Pump there still, that's still wild. Let's keep going.
Aftermath of all this, Pump seems to be the only guy who doesn't know it's over for him, or the role that coming at Cole did in determining his downfall.
Do you feel like he predicted kind of like what ended up happening with your rap career?
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Cause I'm still here.
Lil Pump doesn't want to admit J. Cole was right, and shout out to Kev for asking that question. Imagine how much more respect Pump would have got if he would have just said J. Cole was right, and I was young at the time, instead of acting like he's still popping SMH. Here,
That is very much true. I'm still here. Yeah, you are physically, but you're not popping as before. Yeah, let's keep going.
see what J. Cole is capable of when he really wants to sink his claws into someone in a beef. But as embarrassing as that was, Cole actually isn't the only GOAT contender to backtrack in a beef or apologize. As when Jay-Z came at the legendary Nas, he was forced to come back with his cap in his hand. During his early career, Hov had developed a reputation for ruthlessness that made you think nothing was off limits when he was in a beef. When he started engaging in a beef with Nas, no one expected him to ever crumble. It all started with a few shots back and forth between Nas and Rockefeller protege, Memphis Bleak. But when it came time for Jay to release the landmark album The Blueprint, Jay decided to diss Nas himself, claiming that he only had one hit album every 10 years. After that, he hinted at his relationship with Carmen Bryan, an ex-girlfriend of Nas's and his baby mama. But as good as the diss was, the rap game basically changed when Nas decided to drop his response on Ether, widely regarded as one of the greatest diss tracks of all time.
Nick, I think I heard this, it's coming back to me, I think I heard this back in school. My roommates played it for me. Bruh, it was so disrespectful is what I was saying. It was so disrespectful. Let's get going.
Crack swept through the industry and the streets alike. And from the outset, Jay couldn't handle the heat. And even people like Rascass remember him freaking out about the track in public.
They played Ether in the club and Jay was heated. And I remember that. I just remember he sent Dame like, yo, tell that to turn that shit off. But the club was going up. And that's when I knew it was over. And the DJ was not, he was like that. And he played that shit and the club went up. And that's when I knew Nas Juan, the streets had spoken. The DJ played it and Jay was in the building.
Looking to try and fire back, Hove unveiled Super Ugly, a diss track which really focused on him hooking up with Carmen Bryan in a pretty graphic fashion.
I came in your family backseat, skeeted in your cheek, left condoms on your baby seat. She was kissing my when you was kissing her.
Despite that being a pretty savage bar, which could have...
Wow. Okay, I couldn't even copyright that in time. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. That is crazy.
Turned the tide in the beef, all the momentum he could have had died down when his mom made him apologize for the diss live on air.
What?
During it.
What?
It died down when his mom made
him.
Hold
on.
I came in your
Alright, we're copying it, copyrighting it right now.
That being a pretty savage bar, which could have maybe turned the tide in the beef, all the momentum he could have had died down when his mom made him apologize for the diss live on air during an interview with Angie Martinez. Mom put in a call and said that went too far, Jay said at the time. And she's never ever called me about music.
Bro, that is
like,
that is crazy though, that your mom still make you do that. But at the same time, I understand. It also, don't get me wrong, off the rip it's funny, but it also shows respect for a parent and a respect for because it's Jay-Z. But at the same time, he still recognized, okay, if my mom is calling me about this and she never calls me about anything, it's like, okay, maybe I overstepped. So yeah, understandable. It's still sort of funny to be honest. But yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, I'll shut it down. Once again, I apologize. He said, I feel like I didn't think about women's feelings or Nas's former...
That is also true. That is also true. Because of the graphicness of the lyrics. Okay, maybe he didn't yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
Women's feelings. Or even my mom. It was really like, let me meet your level of disrespect with this level of disrespect. An apology which aired on Hot 97 and was heard by the entirety of New York. Angie Martinez said something was really different about Jay when he had to do that.
He was not comfortable. And you saw all the interviews, I had interviewed him maybe 4 or 5 times already by that point in our careers. Right. And he was always, always confident, always whatever, ran the show.
I think he said something from his mom.
It was, he said his mother heard it and was like, why would you say that? He was, I guess she was disappointed in him for some of the things he said is super ugly, so he apologized.
Yeah, that's the thing. And actually, big ups to Jay-Z and big ups to Jay-Z for realizing that. Big ups to his mom as well for calling him out on that. Because in as much as it's funny and it's disrespectful, which Jay-Z matched, he ultimately realized that he ultimately realized that I can't let the ego of that song ride out and keep being on bad terms with, his mom. So I big ups to him in just realizing that honestly, because he still went ahead to become the very successful businessman, entrepreneur, and artist that he is. Which actually means his mom proved the point. You didn't need to go that route.
What I remember about that day, and for me, I don't know, just was a moment was after, because I felt bad. I never seen him like somewhat defeated and that.
Years later, this would be viewed as the moment that Hove lost. And according to his former partner turned enemy, Dame Dash,
Man, don't even, this is why I shouldn't even listen to the internet. This is it. All of that, just that lesson of okay, or just that thing of okay, my mom didn't like this, I would rather move in the way the woman that raised me or the person that raised me wants me to move. And the internet is saying, oh, a lot. Don't follow the internet, bro. Don't. Stick to your guts. People are mad. I get this whole thing that people like beefs, but people need to know when to shut that out, really. I don't know, is it until somebody dies that people will actually be like, okay, maybe they should have been calm. Like, are you people silly? It is what it is.
had an impact on Rockefeller Records as a whole.
And then when he went and apologized and shit, I was like, oh, I was hitting him from the thing like, get off the radio, we looking crazy.
So that means even exactly, yeah. So that means this is even the first time that an artist has apologized. So all of you should shut the fuck up about J.Cole. So the person that signed J.Cole has done that before. This is honestly the first time I'm hearing he apologized in anything related to the Nas diss. This is honestly the first time. But like I said earlier, I wasn't aware of a lot of things that were going on as far as that time goes. But he apologized. I had in as much as I had heard about the Nas and Jay-Z diss, I never heard in any way of Jay-Z apologizing. Which means I'm sure a lot of people, especially people whose heads aren't necessarily in the hip hop space or who weren't necessarily checking for that. That means a lot of people didn't hear as well. Which means that did not really have a dent in his career. So this whole talk of J. Cole took the biggest L, all of you should shut the fuck up, bro. Really. Like people should shut up. People are dragging things unnecessarily.
The two would reconcile, but the shadow of the beef still looked over both men's careers. But while this beef was very real, and the damage done was the result of both men getting in their feelings, there are other times when rappers manage to embarrass themselves without anyone's help. Just look at what happened to the Game during his feud with Eminem. Both proteges of Dr. Dre, Shady and the Compton rapper were never on bad terms. They even collaborated on We Ain't from the Game's album entitled The Documentary. And even when he and 50 Cent had their whole conflict where he was kicked out of G-Unit, Game always said he had the utmost respect for M.
Eminem is Eminem. If you notice in hip hop, Eminem is the only rapper that nobody ever wants a problem with, including myself, man. Eminem is like the most lyrically insane.
Despite the fact that the Compton MC has been involved in so many conflicts with other rappers over the years and previously said he wasn't an instigator,
I don't with niggas, I don't battle niggas, I don't beef with niggas, I don't start shit. Unless I hear my name or unless a nigga calling me out, then I'm coming.
Game would disprove all of that.
After he was left out of the Super Bowl halftime show, which featured Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and a whole host of other guest stars, including Eminem. After it went down, Game was clearly salty about Shady being there, and him sitting at home as it went down.
Now that I think about it, it would have made sense for the Game to be there, because these were the performance of the of the Super Bowl was basically people that had been either discovered by Dr. Dre or that were still linked to him in a sense. I mean, there was Eminem, Dr. Dre discovered Eminem. There was 50 Cent. Eminem discovered 50 Cent. 50 Cent, I think he was or is signed to Dr. Dre. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has been a long time affiliate of Dr. Dre, even from the times of Tupac. Mary J. Blige shocks me, to be honest with you. And I remember after the Super Bowl performance, I was like, oh, okay, all these other people are linked to Dr. Dre. Hell, Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City, partly happened because of Dr. Dre. I don't know how many production credits he has on there, but I know he was vital to that album. So basically, there were some sort of links towards Dr. Dre. Mary J. Blige sort of surprised me. I had to go and do research and do a bit of reading on her. And then I've forgotten specifically what I discovered. But the point is, all of these people were somehow linked to Dr. Dre. So if the Game felt some type of way about it, I don't necessarily see him feeling salty about it. I don't. But if he did, I can understand.
His home city.
We on the West Coast are the only niggas that have this crab in the barrel mentality where we want to kick down. Snoop is an icon. Dre is an icon. M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA. I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl, but LA have been on the Detroit Super Bowl or New York Super Bowl. It just wouldn't have happened. LA, all around the Super Bowl, and I didn't get the call. I was hurt by that.
After that...
Okay. I see where it's coming from. It was more of a West Coast thing. Or it looked icon-wise. Snoop is a West Coast icon. Dre is a West Coast icon. Kendrick is a West Coast icon. So it only makes sense. Because the game at some point, I think, was considered I think the Game is still considered an icon. I think it was, generationally speaking, I think it was
from the time of Tupac, it was Tupac. After the next icon for the West Coast was Snoop Dogg. After that was The Game, and after that was Kendrick, if I remember correctly. And of course, Dre.
After that, the whole tone of how the Game responded to Eminem changed in an episode of The Drink Champs, where he would go on to make a very bad decision.
Eminem is Eminem. I like Eminem. He's one of the fucking good MCs. He raps better. I used to think Eminem was better than me. He's not. He's not. He's not. Challenge it. It's not drama. I want to smoke with Eminem, him and him.
The Game would go on to diss Eminem multiple times after this, saying things like no one plays Eminem songs in the club, to much weirder stuff, like creeping on his daughter's IG pics. The result of that desire for smoke was the track, The Black Slim Shady, a diss track from The Game that also seemed to be praising him more than anything. As a result, fans were confused by what the point was, and later down the line, he'd make it clear that he was just in his feelings.
Throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem, it was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at him, just because that's just how I get sometimes. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then M took his shots on a record that dropped, and
So this is him apologizing for the right reasons, the same way Jay-Z did, and the same way Cole did. So why are all of you stuck on Cole apologize? You people should really people should really shut the fuck up, man. That's really, you people should really shut the fuck up. Come on. J.Cole this, why would you apologize? Shut the fuck up, bro. And I'm not even a Cole stan.
Him is a funny guy.
After all that effort from The Game, M only needed a couple of bars to put the former Aftermath artist back in his place on the song The Realest. The Game was left looking pretty stupid, but it was nothing compared to what happened when Drake stepped in the ring with Pusha T. Back in the day before he was a superstar in his own right, Drizzy was a big fan of Clips. In particular, Pusha T himself.
Yeah, I was looking for like autograph stuff from Clips because I was like a really, really big Clips fan. Some search words led me to this guy in Virginia who had a microphone that Pusha T used during the show. It was like plastic, but it had his autograph on it. I used to pretend I was doing interviews on the red carpet and perform all the Clips songs in my basement with the mic. At the time, it meant the world to me.
But once he became linked up to Young Money, he would inherit what was Lil Wayne's long-standing feud with Clips, which started over who had to wear Bape. Seriously, if I ever have to do a breakdown of the pettiest reasons for beef,
What is Bape? Yeah, pettiest reasons for beef, Drake, yeah.
it'll be near the top of the list. Anyway, once he signed up to Easy, Pusha and Drake exchanged a lot of shots. From tracks like Tuscan... Once he signed up to Easy, Pusha and Drake exchanged a lot of shots. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Free.
Okay, I don't think it was once he signed up to Drake, okay? Nothing Was the Same came out 2014. Drake has been on an entire yearly run since 2011 when Take Care came out. Yeah, I would say from 2011. So he wasn't to say the moment he signed in that he started a beef with Pusha T. No, that's a stretch, bro. That's a long stretch. That's a fucking javelin throw, not even just a stretch. Let's go quick.
Pusha and Drake exchanged a lot of shots. From tracks like Tuscan Leather to HGTV Freestyle, they exchanged little jabs over the years. Pusha would shade Drake's contracts, Drizzy would say that Push was never a drug lord as he claimed, and so it went on until May of 2018 when Push unveiled Infrared, a track which brought up Drizzy's ghostwriting rumors with bars like, how could you ever right your wrongs when you don't even write your songs? The stage was set for a fully fledged battle. Shortly after, Drake dropped Duppy Freestyle, a song which took aim at both Pusha and Kanye. But his one major flaw was making it personal with Push when he decided to drop his fiance's name in the track, where he said, I told you keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. And if you know anything about hip-hop...
Oh, this is why it got personal. See... And this even ties back to why what happened between Drake and Kendrick happened as far as the outcome of the beef. Because Drake was the first person to mention Kendrick's wife. Hell, I saw there was this video of Drake going to, I think I said I was going to react to that video. No, but there was someone came out and claimed Drake came to Atlanta to look for info on Kendrick's wife. But yeah, I can see why the story of Adidon came out, because clearly that is the next thing that happened. And yes, and this is the thing. I don't know. You think Drake would have learned his lesson right now, bro? Don't be mentioning people's family. Bro, no, you don't do that. And that's the thing. I'll keep bringing this up. That is the thing with why I understand why J.Cole apologized, because it still links back to things could have gotten unnecessarily messy with him and Kendrick because of the gravity of this situation already. I mean, you already have this guy, you already had Drake calling his wife's name, or rather, let's say Kendrick receiving info of Drake calling his wife's name. Because the person that was trying to expose Drake, that he came to Atlanta to look for info on Kendrick, I'm sure he told Kendrick eventually. Basically, it was taken like that person was the mode that Kendrick was talking about or might have been part of the modes that Kendrick was talking about in 616. What I'm trying to say basically is, I don't still see the reason why people are giving Cole any heat on Drake's end. You would think he learned the lesson from not calling someone's fiancé, because you called this person's fiancé, it was released. The person responded by releasing a song telling you to claim your son, right? You repeat the same thing, and this man called Kendrick Lamar writes a letter, a dark letter to each family member of yours. And I can't even call it dark, I would call it sinister, because it was on a sinister beat, in a sort of sinister tone, but he wasn't sinister all through. He was showing empathy for Adonis while shading Drake. He was showing empathy for Drake's mom while shading Drake. Now address Drake's father while still shading Drake, and then shaded Drake. So it's like you would think he learned his lesson, but apparently he didn't, and look where we are. But let's keep going.
Cardinal sin to mention someone's wife or family in a song. At the time, people probably figured Pusha was gonna clap back pretty hard, but they had no way of knowing just how hard he would come at Drake on the now infamous song Story of Adidon, where he unveiled the existence of Drake's secret child with former X-Rated star Sophie Brousseau. It's safe to say that this news brought hip-hop to a complete standstill, while the resurfaced photo of Drake in blackface on the cover didn't exactly help either.
Hiding a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Nigga, you got kids? I hope that ain't real. You got kids, nigga? Ooh, shit. Shit! Oh my god! You really have to fight this nigga. Push it. I gotta fight you, nigga. This ain't even directed to me. You gotta fight me. This is disrespectful.
Alongside ruining Drake's plans to unveil his son as part of an Adidas campaign, the move basically destroyed Drake's image as the kind of guy women wanted to be with. And considering this was a big part of his image, this was devastating for Push. As a result, Drake had nothing to do but to concede defeat.
It was a genius play in the game of chess, and definitely, warranted my first quote-unquote, loss in the competitive sport of rapping. By choice, obviously, because I bowed out after realizing, like, the gap.
And now you're on your second loss. Such is life.
Between us allowed him to drop, a bomb on the world that really became, that was all anyone cared about.
And although Jay Prince claimed that he prevented things from intensifying, the fact that he was told by another man not to respond didn't reflect well on him. All in all, the whole situation left one massive stain in Drake's legacy. As while he had previously gained a lot of respect for taking down Meek Mill, which I've talked about extensively on my channel, it proved that he could be beat.
This nigga said extensively. You're here trying to make me look bad.
So, Pusha is savoring his victory to this day. Even when Drake released his diss track titled Push-Ups, which took shots at everyone from Kendrick to Metro Boomin and The Weeknd, people till this day are still mentioning the fact that Drake still hasn't responded to Push.
Bro, even Kendrick used that. Bro. Anyway,
It is what it is. Let's keep going.
Wanted to point out that after all these years of mob talk by Drake, nobody ever laid a finger on Pusha T, not a pinky nail. However, Drake did not take that advice. And when he responded to Kendrick's Euphoria by dropping his song Family Matters, the Sixth God officially crossed the line with God. As he
Oh no. That wasn't just where he crossed. I mean, okay, yeah, he officially, he officially crossed the line, yes. But that is not where he started crossing the line. He started crossing the line from TaylorMade. He started crossing the line from TaylorMade. I even like Snoop's reaction to all of that. He was like, "What? Did he do? Did he what to who?" It was like, you guys have a good night." I think Snoop already knew what Kendrick was going to do. But that wasn't where he first, at least not for a lot of people, not for me even. That wasn't where he first crossed the line, man, because TaylorMade was cringe. The whole Tupac AI, bro, it was cringe. It was very cringe. Another perspective where I look at that from is, as an artist, because I'm into music myself, as an artist, there's this whole, there was this thing I saw on Twitter like a few months ago, something about how, was it on Twitter, on IG, it was on social media either way, this thing of, you can now make a song, I don't know how to be an artist. To put it more specifically, you can make a song and somehow make the voice sound like a particular artist, like let's say Kanye, which is insane. Technology wise, it is insane, but on the flip side, it makes it very hard for artists who are really into music, especially people who are trying to make a living off of it. For me specifically, it was a thing of, why are you basically using a tool that is meant to cheat people out of putting in good efforts for music? That is part of the way, that is part of where my cringe comes from. And there is definitely the overall cringe, the using Tupac. It's like you didn't have to go that route. You really didn't. And I think at that point, I saw that as Drake just fading into pressure from the internet, pressure from people around him, just basically gassing him up unnecessarily. I genuinely think that is what it was. That was a bad move on his own end.
As he falsely accused Kendrick of putting the beats on his wife, who he also claimed had an affair with Kendrick's longtime friend and business partner, Dave Free. As Kendrick said not to tell a lie about him and he won't tell the truth about you, he actually stood on business.
Yeah! Like after the whole diss, that line was, a lot of things hit different from Euphoria. The don't tell no lies about me, and I'll not tell any truths about you. The whole back to back, I like that record, I'll get back to that. The whole play on back to back and actually coming back and making an actual two even darker songs. One that was ridiculously dark, that was dark in every nature, which is Made the Grams, and another one that was, the lyrics were dark, but it was basically the catchiest way to call someone a predator.
Drake's neck ever since. And he literally dropped 3 tracks within 48 hours of the release, targeting Drake and completely tearing apart his character at any given moment. Kendrick's disses are all very personal and make crazy accusations about Drake, such as the fact that he's a PDF file and that multiple people in his entourage are predators as well. Where Drake was once begging Kendrick to drop and telling people like academics that he was waiting 10 years to go back and forth with Kendrick, his fans are now begging him to stop. And Kendrick is now beating Drake at his own game. Since the song dropped, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has gone #1 on the Billboard charts, became the most streamed song in one day on Spotify, and also became the most streamed song in a week in Spotify history. And in Drake fashion, Kendrick Lamar's diss track is now being played at clubs. No matter who you are, there's no one that's exempt from getting embarrassed in a beef. So rappers should always proceed with caution before they start one, as it might just be a horrible idea. Another embarrassing rap beef is Eminem versus Benzino, but if you guys are interested in that video, you can click it on the screen.
I don't even count Eminem and Benzino as a beef. Please, that's not beef. Benzino cannot even be taken seriously. But yeah, I agree with what he said at the end. Rappers should proceed with caution. Don't be out here. I think I've said multiple times in this video. Don't be out here trying to follow the internet because of rap beef. What are you doing? on the Kendrick and Drake situation. Kendrick out-Draked Drake. To me, it is so beautiful because Kendrick didn't need the whole thrusting into the limelight thing the way Drake did. So Kendrick literally, to me, part of the ways I interpret this beef is, if you are true to yourself, you will really overcome anything, even when it seems like you are alone. Before the beef, it just seemed like Drake had everything on his side. He had the internet, he's been more frequent online, basically in typical Drake fashion. And we were literally waiting for a miracle for Kendrick to do something, and that miracle happened. So Kendrick was literally true to himself, and by being true to himself, he out-Draked Drake. The things that Drake was relying on, which is basically having the internet on his side, Kendrick took that away from him by being true to his artistry. He moved in a way that he made sure Drake knew, my usual antics won't try this time, trying to run to the internet won't run this time. Face me as a man, and I'm going to show you the clear difference between us. Bro, it got so bad that I think there's this other thing I saw. Drake's name means, people started saying Drake's name means don't rap against Kendrick ever. That is insane. This was a really great video. I hope you guys really enjoyed these videos because I really do enjoy making them, and I plan to make more content like this. If there are any other content you want me to follow up on, just let me know. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sets, I see on my neck, hit you with that check, we just bout to flex. Pick the Percocets, I see on my neck.